A terroristák nem megszokott irányban mozognak. Az erőforrások a Közel-Keletre rendeződnek át. A számlát nem lehet 100%-osan beazonosítani. Most van itt az idő. Most kell hívni. Már elküldtük az üzenetet ennek és esnek. Elkezdték a visszavonulást. Ennek az akciónak a parancsnoka N lesz. A legjobbak közé tartozik a világban. Fontos, hogy M elküldje az üzenetet V-nak. V egy nőcsábász, de M tudja irányítani. Még mindig aggódom a 3 ügynök miatt. Még mindig aggasztanak a múlt. N küldetése nagyon izgalmas. Ő osztja majd szét a feladatot. Élvezik a bevetést. Nem fognak békén hagyni bennünket. Tényleg már elkezdték T-t és F-et akadályozni. Veszélyes szituációba kerülnek, hívja J-t, hogy segítsen. Kezdődjék az akció. Crossfire.
times are rough, but it was the light that you found on the other side enough. What did I do so wrong? You lied and led me on. Was I your hit and run? Left for dead and now you're gone. Oh, we were coming around. You threw me back down. You had my trust in your hands. You gave it up again. We were coming around. So far from dealing with all these little games.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Crossfire Stars 2014, the Grand Finals. I am Chobra. This is Wolf.
Hi.
And we're here to bring you guys some Crossfire.
Yes, we are. This is going to be a really, really exciting tournament. We've got players from all over the world, from like 80 countries.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All coming together here in Korea. And it's going to be a pretty stacked tournament. We've got big favorites. We've got a really strong region in China. But the rest of the teams, of course, trying to battle it out to prove their worth here.
Yeah, and you know it's exciting for us because it's our first time casting anything together.
Yeah,
I believe so. That's new for us, but it's going to be just that exciting. And like you mentioned, 80 different countries. I mean, that's a whole lot of countries.
Yeah, when you call this a global tournament, when you actually look at the scale of it, it's very, very global. So many different representatives from all over the world. And that's what makes this, for me personally, very exciting because I love these tournaments where you bring players together from all different regions. Even if there's a really big favorite region, doesn't necessarily mean that region is going to win, and everyone from the rest of the world is trying to challenge that, and that's really exciting.
Exactly. As you saw during the opening ceremony, it's kind of all eyes on China and see who can rival them, who can finally take them down maybe this weekend. But as we go through, you'll be able to get more information on that, of course. We'll introduce the whole tournament here just in a bit. Across these 3 days, we got tons of matches for you, like you mentioned, different regions. And you know what? If you haven't played Crossfire yet, this will be a good introduction for you. And maybe you'll get hyped enough to try it out after this weekend.
Yeah, really exciting game, very action-packed, very fast-paced. Maps are really fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to edge out the lead earlier as well in this tournament, because sometimes there's a lot of mind games that go into this type of game where you start using one strategy, it works for you, use it again repeatedly, and then towards the end of a round, you end up kind of switching the strategy because you want to throw your opponent off.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, of course, we do have 2 streams going on in the first 2 days, so you'll be able to switch back and forth to catch all the action and maybe follow the teams that you want to. But before we go into the matches, let us introduce the specifics of Crossfire Stars 2014 here on the screen with you guys. So as we take a look, as you can see, it's taking place right now over the next 3 days here in Seoul, Korea. Broadcasting done by none other than OGN, of course, hosts Smilegate, the ones who are creating Crossfire, and partnered with Tencent Games from China.
This is really exciting for me, of course, because I live in Korea like you do. But normally this takes place in China, so to have it in Korea is really awesome and really exciting. So that builds a lot of extra hype for me personally. And you can see there's a lot of money on the line here. First place takes home 50 grand. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot. I mean, for a game that still has just kind of gotten into the esports scene, it's just the 3rd round of CFS. It's a lot in the prize pool and just some regulations for the entire tournament. It is all, of course, going to be search and destroy on team setting, round time, all the same throughout 18 rounds. Now, the only differences is now as we go into the finals will be a best of 3. But before that, all single map.
Yeah, absolutely. Notice that, of course, Group A through C will be double elimination. Group D only has 2 teams, so it's all going to be about seeding in Group D, but for the rest of the teams, of course, it's double elimination, 4 teams in a group.
Yeah, and the reason we have that kind of system going on is because we do have 4 teams from China, not because China's the best region. Well, In a way, yes, but it's because they ranked first, second, and third in CFS Season 2. So 3 teams got automatic seeds, another team qualified, and we're looking at the rest of the teams around the world.
Yep, including our home region here, Korea, being represented by Hidden, and you can see a lot of teams throughout the world as well. Penta Sports, quite notable, and of course our Russian team. I'm kind of excited to see how well they're going to do.
And we're looking at the groups right now. As you mentioned earlier, Wolf, Penta Sports and NTS Gaming will be the only 2 teams in Group D. Now, this was done by random drawing. So what that means is Penta Sports and NTS, they'll automatically get seeds into the quarterfinals, but they still have to play a match to see who goes as seed 1.
Yep. And 2 Chinese teams in Group B, something to consider, going forward here.
Yep, and we're looking at today's matchup. We will be kicking things off with actually Hidden versus Exective. We couldn't start the tournament off any better way as it's being hosted in Korea. We have the Korean team going up against a Japanese team. Of course, lots of rivalry between these 2 regions.
Yep, going to be exciting. And of course, we've got Heat Stars versus Begin from Vietnam, and then Warfare versus CP starting off in Group C. And in Group D, like you mentioned before, Penta versus NTS Gaming. Those 2 teams getting that random draw, and we're going to be seeing them fight it out for seeding in that 2-player group.
And we will be covering most of the group stage matches today, but we will save 2 from each of Group A through C for tomorrow. So we'll only know the first seed of all the groups today, and then second seed of Group D. But the mystery will be there for day 2 for Groups A through C.
Exactly. So, if you're tuning in now and you're not sure you're going to be able to watch the whole thing, you can definitely look at the results, and then there will be more tomorrow at the same time. So don't miss out on that.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of nice because that means all the players will get a chance to play over 2 days at least, rather than being like, oh, well, we only got to play 1 day and now we're out. So,
and because the tournament's so early, too, there'll be a lot of time for the players to actually go back to where they're staying and actually study some VODs, and get ready and prepared, study the other teams that are in their group.
Yeah, they don't have to be as burnt out. And I do believe the players are all ready. This is great. We're jumping right into the action. We'll be able to introduce the players for our first match. Once again, as we mentioned, it's going to be Hidden versus Exective. Are you excited for this first one?
I am. I mean, traditionally, this has been a big rivalry for these 2 regions, of course, not even just in esports, but in traditional sports as well, Korea versus Japan. Yeah. So we've got this now taking place in Korea. We're starting things off with that rival match, so I'm feeling pretty hyped for the Korea versus Japan match. Now, traditionally, Korea has done much better in PC games, StarCraft, of course, being the most famous. Now, of course, League of Legends, they've dominated in that. Japan, much more known for console gaming, fighting games in particular. So I think Korea definitely the favorites here, but Japan might be able to pull off an upset.
Yeah, Korea probably a little bit more used to the whole mouse and keyboard deal as we go into Crossfire. But as we see, the players are all getting set up in the booth. So let's get to meet the players. I believe first up it will be Hidden. Now, Hidden, the Korean team, in general, the Korean players haven't really been able to go to the very top of Crossfire. We always had a Korean team being represented at CFS, but we didn't see them represent at the finals last year. In fact, I do believe the Korean team that made it last year just got eliminated in the group stages. We'll see if they can make it out of Group A.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like we're going to take a look at those players. We're going to intro them right now.
Yep, and we will be jumping right over. Here we go. Hidden, the 5 players from Korea. We'll be able to meet them one by one. Dominic first up.
Yep, Dominic here. You can see, of course, he's one of our attackers. And you can see his record as well, including WCG, which is another one of these global tournaments.
Yep, absolutely. Below, another player here from Hidden. Now, most of you guys will just be attackers. I mean, there's no really strict positions in Crossfire other than maybe the snipers, right? That's very crucial in any FPS.
And here's KES himself. You can see he's got, of course, very similar results as, of course, he's on the same team as the other players. One thing to note about the Korean team is compared to some of the other teams, the average age is quite a lot older.
Yes.
So that gives them a lot more experience, maybe a little bit more extra maturity going into this tournament. So they've got a lot of experience to kind of back themselves up here.
Yep, and Maestro will be actually that sniper for Hidden from Korea. And you saw some people calling themselves backup positions. Now, that really just means like who's really going to be the one scouting out corners and whatnot as we go into the map, and who's going to be hanging back a little bit in case they drop the bomb or something in front of them.
Yep.
There they are in the booth. Hidden now. You guys saw during the opening ceremony, they looked very relaxed. It's home ground. I mean, they're eating the same food, probably sleeping at the same house.
Right. These guys are having the home field advantage here. No jet lag. Very normal, home feeling, like you said, being able to eat the food that they're accustomed to, and for that reason, alone, they have a little bit of an edge here.
Yeah, and I have to say, even as a caster, right, if we go to a foreign event and we have to work with staff that like don't speak our language, sometimes it gets a little tough. But these guys, if they have any issues, they can just be like, hey, like to speak Korean, I need something, or something's not working out. They're going to feel just very at home, as you've been mentioning. And you can already tell when they're getting ready. Obviously, they're nervous for the game, but you can see that they don't have really other stress on their shoulders.
There's no external factors that come into this, right? There's no sort of worry about, oh, I need some water, I'm not sure how to say that, I'm not sure if the staff's going to understand me. Even something that simple on the back of your mind can mess with you a little bit when you're going to one of these overseas tournaments. There's stress enough alone going into a group stage, knowing how stressful that is, knowing your opponent's a really good team, and just being able to be right here at home, no jet lag, just waking up like it's a normal day of practice and coming right to the studio, definitely going to make them feel a lot better here.
Yep, and before we got the matches started up, we did do coin flips to decide which side each team starts on. And for this matchup, Hidden Ditches to go Blacklist for the coin flip. So we'll see how that works out for them. They will switch sides halfway through each map.
Of course, right. Now, of course, let's take a look at Exective, our Japanese team here. Started off with Hayate. And again, because the Korean team is much older, the players that you're going to be seeing coming into this team are a lot younger. Of course, Hayate being 18 himself.
Yeah, I do believe they're all under 20 here on the Japanese team. So, that's something to note in esports, especially because just 1 or 2 years actually makes a huge difference in your mechanics and your reaction time in these games. So we'll see if that goes in favor, while Japan, of course, doesn't have as much experience as these Korean players.
Exactly. I mean, take a look at our sniper here, Rave. He's only 17 years old, so he's very young, but that gives a lot of quick reaction time. Looking at Isa here as well, is 18 years old. So these players, definitely younger, but doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a lot of experience with the game.
That's very true. They just haven't had as many international tournaments to attend compared to the Korean team members here, of course. They also haven't had too much international exposure, but let's look at the Japanese team, Exective, here in the booth.
Now, earlier when you were actually introducing all the teams, we got to see them walk on stage for just a moment and take a look at how they were feeling today. This team, for the most part, looked very serious, very, very much in my opinion, like they're taking this tournament insanely seriously. They really want to prove themselves. They want to go far. They want to show that Japan is a region that, of course, yeah, it's known for console gaming, but they could definitely make a splash in the FPS scene, especially here in Crossfire. And the Korean team, on the other hand, looked very cheery. They looked very happy-go-lucky.
Yes.
No stress environment for them.
I do agree, and we do see some reactions here from the Japanese players, but even then you can tell they're like, all right, we got to focus. I know the camera's on me, but I just want to get in the game. Like, I want to start getting in position, and we are looking at Ayatsuji, who looks a little bit more confident than his teammates, so that's good to see.
Yeah, I love to see a smile, love to see a pose. Oh, and look at this guy, man. He's really feeling it. Rave.
Yeah, Rave is actually, he's pretty much at home. And, of course, Japan not too far from Korea, so times and things like that won't be an issue. But very different climate, to be honest.
Yeah, very different climate. It's actually insanely cold in Korea. Today, I think it was -10 I saw on my phone. So feeling pretty chilly out there. Glad to be here in the warm Crossfire tournament.
Yep.
Not out there.
We will be looking at the map before we kick off the very first match. I believe it will be on port. Now, the maps are all set for the group stages. The first match will always be port, and from there on, they'll just rotate for each match. And that's why seeding could matter for some of these teams.
Yep. Let's take a look at that map.
Yeah, port. We'll be able to look at, common routes, just the overhead view, rather, of the map if you're not accustomed to Crossfire.
Indeed we will. Should be joining that right now.
Here we go, Port. We do have overall 5 maps prepared, but Port, it's going to look quite familiar for a lot of people who have played any type of FPS game. It's a very standard layout for FPS games. You basically have the 2 bomb sites on opposite sides, far end, very close to the defending side of the map. One on high ground and the other on low ground for B.
Yep, exactly. And if you look at the map closely, you can see most pathways have kind of 2 different ways you can go. You go left or right, so you can actually get hit from behind. And you need to be careful about approaching any corners. So pretty standard map, a good starting map going into this group.
Now, at CFS Season 2, I mean, there was so much action on port, especially at bomb site A. I mean, just one person at that bomb site using that high ground to their advantage, but then just crazy chaos at bomb site B, as you guys can see, very open as soon as you come out of those doors.
Yeah, it looks pretty open, so you got to be really careful when you approach that location. There's always going to be somebody watching you.
Yep. And of course, both bomb sites could be accessed by going through the middle, but then you're going through the global response. So either you get really lucky or you're going to be in high trouble. These are the high traffic points. Of course, bomb site A, huge for that, but the center double doors there, right next to the global respawn, also going to be high attention.
Yeah, definitely a point of high contention there. All right, Chobra, it looks like it's time to get this one started.
Super excited as we get prepared here. We're looking at the players once more. You can see they're feeling it, getting ready for a match. What I mean, this means a lot because if you can go into the winner's match, chances are you have a very good chance, rather, of making it to the quarterfinals. And for both these teams, Hidden and Exective, it's going to mean a lot to represent Korea and Japan. All right, and we have kicked off. We're looking at the overhead view here, and we're looking at Hidden once again, starting in that blacklist position, and they're going fairly spread out, keeping the bomb way behind everybody.
Yeah, just got to keep it safe and slow, spread out, kind of feel out their opponents here in this very first round. Never want to rush into things too quickly.
Yep, and of course smoke down through the middle aisle right there is very common. That just allows both teams to actually take better position. No kills yet, but some hits on Dominic as we're looking right now for Hidden, so they're going to have to be a little more cautious, already getting some tags.
Yeah, Dominic's got to be a little bit more careful of how he moves. Notice the bomb is actually placed on the sniper here in Maestro.
Sure. It's not something we see too common, but at the same time, I mean, if you're going to play it slow, you might as well. They're going to usually be the safest unless they get into a sniper duel. Now, this, a very common sight for Port, of course, as we see Blacklist trying to approach bomb site A, and as soon as they get around that corner, Rave, look at that high ground. They usually just get instant headshots because there's only two ways you're going to drop, either from the box or just walking right around the corner.
Exactly, and setting up for that is pretty easy. You know, it's a pretty common approach route, so right now I feel like Executive has got to figure out exactly how they want to play this. Already a little bit of action here. A nice shot by Rave.
Does get taken down. Now, what I like about what Hidden did is they put just 3 tiers of action, right? One went on the railing, on the box, and then just on common ground. They all went out at first to try to distract Rave, but Rave was on point with his first shot, takes one down from Hidden.
And that's always a great feeling, actually, as a defender, knowing that you're only up against 4, so it becomes a lot easier to actually just secure all the different locations players might end up walking through, all those different hallways, all those pathways. Few shots here, no connects though.
Yeah, and the bomb has been tossed over to Dominic now as Maestro trying to get a little bit better position. Only 27 seconds left, but it's still quite a bit of time for teams to make a move.
Yep. All right, Dominic moving forward here, tossing out that grenade. Does go down instantly though.
The Rave has been flashback. Look at all these grenades. They take down the sniper, but I believe only one left. Maze up against 5 or 4, and he doesn't make it through.
I got Suji, man. Definitely the MVP of that round. Getting several kills. Just mowing them down one by one. Being in a great defensive position there.
And we are kicking off right away. Of course, you just jump from round to round as we go through this fast-paced game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds for each round.
Indeed. Well, just setting up again here defensively.
Yeah, and we do have KES actually taking a very forward position in the middle aisles. Now, that's going to mean that KES now has a choice to either take that huge risk and try to go through and get behind the enemy lines. But rather than that, I think just the position he's in right now is very good. That way he can get eyes on any movement through the global respawn.
Bomb given to below this time, by the way, just notably. They've switched this up quite often already.
Yeah, and we are looking at them eyeing that bomb site B. And, you know, for the first couple rounds, just alternating is never a bad idea. Just get a feel for how the opponent plays on this map. How are they going to defend? You have 9 rounds to figure yourself out on each side.
Yeah. I'm sure all 5 players, of course, very well versed on how to approach the bomb site as well. So not, you know, not like one person is really specified as the bomb holder, right?
Yeah, I would hope not. And
that might put you at a bit of a disadvantage. So you can see he's getting pretty close to the site itself, but there's a lot of defending players for Exective just waiting for him to go and try it.
Yeah, we are actually seeing Suji gets taken down right near the double doors here in middle. KES finally taking advantage of that positioning. Below comes out.
Just walks out there, and again, more shots fired. He gets a kill. Maze picking up another kill as well.
Below is planting the bomb.
Yep. Gets it up, 40 seconds to defuse, and I don't think Exective is going to be able to do it with a 1 versus 5 here. I really doubt that he's going to be able to defuse that bomb. Pretty low chances.
No, he wasn't even able to get one kill away from Hidden, and we are all tied up. Very good move on bomb site B. The fact that they were actually able to clear that site without taking a single casualty was pretty huge for Hidden.
And for Hidden, that's going to be a pretty good confidence booster since they lost the first round. They win the second round with a totally clean sweep, not losing a single one of their players. So definitely getting right back into the swing of things.
Yep, and of course, a lot of teams just choosing not to take the bomb right away. Just try to get some forward position, see how that goes, and then they'll retreat, send one back to pick up a bomb. KS taking that same position. Now, he got a lot of success last time, taking one down, and that allowed Hidden to try to catch Exective off guard.
Yeah, in Crossfire, there's obviously a bit of a snowball effect, right? When you get 1 kill or 2 kills early, then you have so much more of a lead. There's so many different approach paths you can take. It makes your opponent so much more hard-pressed to defend different locations with less manpower.
Absolutely. I mean, any FPS player knows how that goes. You hear a kill going off for either team, and you're just like, I got to move faster, and you start just spinning around. And, of course, pros are a little bit more composed, but like you mentioned, the snowball effect is still there.
Yeah, below toss now to smoke bomb, and then making an approach. And as you can see, Maestro here ready for snipes if any become available. Wasn't able to find anybody, though. This is, again, one of our more passive rounds, as these players are playing so carefully here. Never want to rush in, make a rash decision.
All right, this time Hidden taking a little bit of a forward approach. They went through the roof down the middle. Then now they're going to drop down, put out some grenades onto Rave, and he does get taken down as he peeks up top, but Hidden also getting mowed down by Exective.
Kills going off on both sides here. And a little bit of action there. Unreal goes down, but you see Maestro fall as well. And 2v1 now.
He's got to make sure he reloads. There we go. Now, positions have all been told, but it's 40 seconds below. Most likely just going to go for the kills here.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty difficult to actually get in there and plant the bomb with this little time on the clock, and you are alone.
Oh, he's going to run into him. And he gets one kill. All positions told.
Still definitely possible here, but he gets shot.
Yeah, the reload. He didn't have a chance to duck and cover. I think it was also just feeling the pressure of time. So Exective playing it a little bit calmer there on bomb side A.
Absolutely. So Executive does take that 2-1 lead. Another grenade toss here.
Yeah, and so for Hidden, I mean, so far only 3 rounds, but I'd say, try bomb site B again. If you get success, that's your site to go, because clearly Exective, they know how to play around that bomb site A. Even if you take Rave out with the grenades, I mean, it just kind of tells you, if you're tossing grenades blind, you're clearly just going to rush into that bomb site.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a lot of heads up. You see grenades being thrown in that location. Your opponent's probably not bluffing. He's probably actually going to approach that, so that's a really good point, Chobra. Below prepping here, looking for a pick if he can get one. He's going to now move forward towards that site A.
Yeah, Unreal actually coming a little bit forward. We saw a glimpse of him through the double doors. But meanwhile, we are looking at KES, looking at bomb site A again. He wants to turn that corner, but he knows that there's going to be someone waiting. It's not Rave this time. It's Atsuji, actually.
Yeah. He's so careful. He's actually just going to decide to go back. The team gets a read here. They know this is not a good approach.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 30 seconds may feel short, but in a game like this with a map size of these sorts, you might as well take like the first minute just to keep scouting, because worst comes to worst, usually if you're going to plant the bomb, you're going to do it all at once anyway.
Shots going off. No kills yet. Oh, Maze does get a pick here on Isa.
Yeah, Exective tried to go for a pinch, but they fail, and they actually take 2 casualties through that. Hayate also going down. And then Unreal, the snowball effect really coming through. Nice pick off by Rave.
Insanely nice here. And Ayatsuji is just trying his best to hold on, but very unlikely. And there he does fall.
Wow, that was actually really close. Had Ayatsuji turned just a second earlier, but he was on that fence, and therefore Hidden was able to sneak one right under him and pick that last kill to tie it up 2-2.
Yeah, now tied 2-2. And let's see if they decide to approach A again here.
Yeah, the 2 wins that Hidden have had are on or near bomb site B, of course, one with a plant, but
KS already falls here very early, actually, so that makes the defense a lot easier for Exective right now. Good snipe there.
Exective adapting actually quite well. Bomb site A, while having the sniper on that high ground is nice, usually you're going to be able to line up your sights anyway for those quick headshots as people peek around the corner, so just putting an AK over on bomb site A and then keeping Rave down the middle because they've been noticing KES trying to sneak forward.
Yeah. Okay. You know, it's still anyone's game to take. One pick off, it obviously gives you an advantage, but things can turn around real fast. Minute and 30 left here in round 5.
Yep.
Swinging around here.
Yeah, Hidden trying to decide, okay, you know what? Probably bomb site B is where we want to try again.
Yeah.
That's where we've had our success.
And they are getting pretty close. Obviously, Exective is waiting for them in a very good defensive position. And when you're up 5-4 and you have that defensive position and you have a read on where your opponent's going to approach, you definitely have this advantage inherently because your opponent has to approach you. You're the ones waiting in defense.
Absolutely. Now, even though the defensive side always has a slight advantage in positioning, bomb site B, again, is a little bit more chaotic just by nature of the map. And oh, they're actually going to go through all the center, through the spawn.
Dominic gets a nice kill here, making it 4-4. A few more kills going down.
It's a nice pick up there, actually, just going in with the pincer against Exective. Takes out the bomb, but not time to plant just yet. Just want to finish the round with the kills. A nice play by Hidden.
Yeah, just kind of going for a big rush in, and it worked out really well for them. Very good coordination. It's actually a lot harder than it looks to just kind of run into a defensive team and actually get those kills like that. They were down a man, and they still made it work. That's quite impressive.
Oh, look at this. Exective responding by going very forward near bomb site B, but Aisa's going to pay for that as 5 members of Hidden charge through.
Yep. 2 members of Exective going down already, though. Meister and Dominic respectively picking up those kills. It's going to make it very difficult to defend.
Maestro no longer sniping, and you can tell right away they wanted to go for that 5-man rush because we don't see a sniper on Maestro. They all took their assault rifles, just rushed through bomb site B, got 2 kills, and now it's a 4v3. Actually, one person finally going down here by Ayatsuji.
Yeah, nice kill. Trying to swing it back into their favor. Definitely making things a little bit easier here. Nice snipe attempt, but doesn't get the kill. Reeve is in trouble though. He's stuck up here. Ayatsuji goes down as well. And this is not looking good for Exective. Now down to 1 player. Hayate, let's see what he can do. Oh, I'm mistaken. 2 players left, but Hayate falls, and so will Rave, and Hidden will take that 4th win.
Yeah, as soon as you give up that high ground at bomb site A as a defending side, you're basically giving up tempo right there because they're just going to rush up and then build a fort on top of that bomb site.
Yeah.
All right, Hidden seems to now feel a lot more confident. They're a little bit just quicker in their positioning. They clearly have strategies right before they go into each round. But Exective actually rushing through from B side, and we're going to see 2 kills going off right away for Exective. And they're actually just rushing through the spawn. Dominic does catch that.
Oh, wow, yeah, Hidden down to only 2 players left, but another kill here by KES. Puts Exective down to 3.
Well, Exective really has to think about what they're doing here because now their whole idea has been told. Thankfully, Rave is still in defensive position near bomb site A.
Ooh, Unreal is so low. He's actually so low on health here. KES actually doesn't spawn him until the last second. He's a bit exposed out there. Yeah, Rave taking some damage as well.
Uh-oh, Exective. They have a pincer, but Hidden is able to maneuver a little faster. Aisa, can he look up and get that pick?
Oh, it's not quite.
No.
He's not quite able to get it. And now it's 2 versus 2, and Hidden making a bit of a turnaround right now.
Yeah, Rave being a sniper, when it's a 2v2, now you just got to be mobile. I like this. Both teams moving in duos.
Oh, but unfortunately, Hidden does lose a player there.
Rave picking up that last kill. I mean, Exective played that really well, trading off. They said, you know what, we're going to group a little bit closer. That way, if you die, we'll just keep swapping players.
And a really good, almost hard read on where Hidden was going to come out. Both players were in position, and they're able to just take that fight, knowing exactly where Hidden was going to approach.
Going for another rush on bomb site A. They trade 1 for 1. Actually, just now, Maze gets taken down again to another snipe by Rave.
Yeah, nice double kill there by Rave. They do, of course, lose Ayatsuji, but still, obviously getting the better trade there.
Yeah, Ayatsuji has been kind of a star player for Exective so far, though I'd say the most mobile, the most versatile on port.
Yeah, definitely so. All right, you can see below is trying to see if he can move forward, but he's got to do it so carefully. Just constantly checking the vision there. In and out, in and out. See if he can find anybody. Doesn't want to rush in haphazardly, but it's going to be a tough round to win here for Hidden, right? With 2 versus 4 here. They don't have good position. Maestro's trying to find his way over to Site B.
Yeah, now this is where you really get to see kind of, does Hidden rely on the strategy or just the solo, players and their skills, because you could either split and try to say, you know what, you take 2, I take 2. They're probably split 2 and 2 anyway, or try to group up and scout one site to another back and forth. They still have a full minute on the clock. So
yeah, I mean, time is ticking, but yeah, there's still 70 seconds or so left.
I would say, yeah, going in as a duo seems a lot better. Just scout out one side, and then worst comes to worst, you can try to just rush the other.
Yeah.
Exactly what they're doing, covering each other's backs as they inch forward to bomb site B.
Very slowly, very methodically, and very meticulously here.
Gotta be very quiet. Oh, no, never mind. Shots have been fired.
Shots have been fired, and now Exective knows exactly where they are. And it's just going to be a matter of time before they start to surround and isolate them. And there's only 40 seconds left on the clock, so Hidden does eventually have to make a move. They still have some time left yet, but it's running out very quickly. They can't camp, and sit out here in this base forever.
No, now Hidden, I think they're trying to see if Exective is going to get angsty and try to charge through. But
yeah.
Exective, like you said, Wolf, it really shows. They were that very serious-looking team, and they're like, you know what? Even if we're 4v2 and there's only 20 seconds left, we're just going to wait it out.
Yep, and
one kill.
Yeah, that's nice. And actually, Meister picks up another one. Can they turn around? Hayate goes down as well.
They have to plant the bomb. Rave is, I believe, still at bomb site A. Bomb has been planted.
All right. This is actually so tense right now.
Yep, 30 seconds or a little bit more left there. Now the bomb clock, of course, the clock that matters.
All right, can Rave get the kill? Grenade goes down. Below is hiding under these stairs. 25 seconds left on the bomb, and boom, down goes Below.
Yep.
He has to, of course, defuse the bomb.
Up against Maestro. He gets the kill, and he will be able to defuse the bomb.
Yeah,
Rave.
easily. He's got so much time to defuse that. Going back to what you were saying, Exective seems to be almost the more patient team here.
Yes.
Even ahead, they don't take risks when they don't need to. They don't take any unnecessary chances. Very methodical, very careful play. And what? Did he fail to? He failed to defuse the bomb.
I guess so.
He failed to defuse the bomb, so actually it looks like Hidden is going to take the round.
Oh, you know what? That's a warning shot within the team, because Rave looked so confident. He was just like looking at his teammates. He was like chatting with them. That is not a mistake you want to make on the world stage.
It's actually the opposite of what I just said about patience.
That's true.
Well, already going blow for blow here in round 9 and trading 2 for 2. It's now a 3-man versus 3-man.
And wow, we're actually going to see Exective just rush through bomb site B and get that clear, and they are going to have to switch sides. So right now we are 5-4. It should be 4-5 though in favor of Exective, but Rave not getting that defuse with 15 seconds on the clock. I mean, there's no excuses there.
Right, that's a bit of a weird mistake. I mean, it's the simplest tactic, in the game, right? Is to just simply defuse the bomb. So a bit strange there, a bit shocking, in fact, for me to see.
Yeah.
But, these things happen. It's a high-stakes tournament. Nerves are high, tension's high. You're traveling to another country to participate in that country's home region. You're playing against Korea. You're in Korea. Sometimes you can make mistakes.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, as an FPS player, right? You just got the clutch 1 versus 2. You're like, yeah, I just did that, guys. You see that? I got him with my AK, and then I pistoled out, and I got the last kill. And he's like, I'm probably holding the button, and his teammates are probably like, yeah, he's probably holding the button. Like, it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rave's like, guys, please forgive me.
The thing is, there was also like very little time on the clock. Maybe they weren't really thinking about that too much.
Yeah, I think Rave maybe also, yeah, like you said, didn't keep an eye on the clock and was like, I have so much time. Just gonna take it. Hidden's probably like, well, if that's how you defuse the bomb, I mean, I don't know if they'll ever plant the bomb at this point.
Well, that's the question I want to ask you, Trober. Do you think that that Hidden will have, now that the sides are switched, a more defensive edge? Because we saw already earlier, Exective seemed to be a patient team, except that one mistake, very methodical. Really curious to see how they're going to take that style and put it into an attack sense, because they're now the ones who have to plant the bomb.
Absolutely, Wolf, but I think the big question, like you mentioned, Hidden, the way they played on offense, right, the way they played on Blacklist, now, they got success whenever they just rushed, whenever they went for the pincers, but simultaneously, or 5-man rush in the beginning, pick off 1 or 2. You can't do that on Global Risk. That's not the style you want to play. I think the first couple of rounds will really tell us what the results of the second half is going to be.
Exactly. On Global Risk, you can't rush the people who are trying to plant the bomb. You just can't do that. So
Absolutely. And
maybe sticking together is the best plan, but if you do that, sometimes you leave yourself open on one of the bomb sites.
look at Hidden on the map. Very forward position. I mean, hey, if they can make it work, this is a playstyle that they're used to even on Blacklist, so I'd be impressed. And by all means, you can make it work. I mean, you always have those sayings, right? That the best offense is the defense, and the best defense is a good offense. So goes both ways. We'll see if Hidden has found the key to that. And I would say, port one of those maps where you can take a little bit more of a forward position just because of the way each team spawns. And Executive actually already takes a hit as Hayate gets taken down.
And that really hurts, of course, the planting here. Like I've said several times, when you lose that first player, you lose that momentum. It becomes a lot easier to actually cover these approach points.
Yep, and Executive just checking out around the corners, and we are going to see below just hide back into bomb site B. He got sight of, I believe, 2 players. And so, meanwhile, Dominic already gets a kill, and Dominic gets taken down. Just trades left and right here in the middle aisle. Now 2 players to 3, actually 2 to 2. Hidden getting a little bit angsty, and this is what we saw even when they were on Blacklist. Maybe this isn't really the style to go with Global Risk.
Yeah, maybe not. Isa here, he's just trying to swing around. He's got the bomb. Maestro ready for a snipe, but just doesn't see them.
No, the high ground definitely working out in favor of Executive there, and they're approaching. They can clearly tell no one on the high ground right now for bomb site A, because if they were, they probably would have shot.
They probably would have shot by now, right? So both teams, of course, just want to note they've got full health, all 4 players. Bomb will be planted here.
Brave sights are on. If Maestro comes from the back line, Maestro's just going to get picked off right away.
And Aisha's got to be ready for this as they approach. They're both coming from the same side, sticking together here. Grenade does get tossed. The bomb time is ticking. 24 seconds left.
Can Rave get the pickoff on below? And he does right away. He's just been lined up. But he will get taken out by Maestro, so now it's a 1v1. 13 seconds, though. Aisha definitely has the advantage. He just has to try to draw Maestro out. Force him to have to defuse.
Oh, God, there's the shot there on the ladder.
He started right at the 6-second mark. Can Maestro get the defuse?
Oh, this is so close.
He
barely gets it.
Yeah, you have exactly that set number of seconds, 5, I believe, to defuse that bomb, so just 1 second to spare.
That was really a close call there, though.
Yeah.
And that shot on the ladder was so important. That's one of the advantages of high ground, of course. Always your opponent has to approach you. You're looking down on them, so you've already got that shot ready.
Yeah. Just way more damage if you're able to shoot from above. Now 2 snipers on the side of Executive. They're just playing all sorts of patience right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you're playing against a style that Hidden has shown is kind of just a rushing style, if you can get some snipes off early, that really weakens that type of push.
Yeah, you just got to pick them off before they're able to all charge through a doorway or an alley, and then they'll have to retreat. Now, Hidden 2 people on that high ground. The benefit of that is, of course, you can spread out on the corners and try to avoid the grenades, but if the perfect grenade hits, it's not a good place to be.
Yeah, definitely not. And as you can see, just, again, a lot of patience here by Exective. Really liking their style in this tournament so far.
Yeah, in the end, I have to say, in any title, patience does go a little bit longer for any of the esports we have around, but we'll see. Can Exective pull it off? They are still behind in score, mostly, of course, due to that blunder by Rave. We'll see if he's able to redeem himself on Blacklist.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something that people remember for this entire tournament.
I have to say probably. I mean, it was the first match in the first half, and you make that kind of mistake, it's going to last all 3 days.
And even this team ends up winning the whole thing. He's going to have to remember that moment. He'll be laughing about it rather than being upset about it, but still. Wow, actually really close quarters here. Not a single shot fired yet by the team. I take it back because 1 shot fired there for just a second, but Hayatsuji taking some damage. And Hayate does get a kill there.
Hayate's going to be able to trade with KES, and Exective does get somewhat of a clear on bomb site B for now. They have to get Hayate to the bomb site. Nice grenade to cover for Hayate. Now, of course, bomb placement on B right over that wall, actually.
Yep. Time is taking some good grenade throws here.
Hayatsuji took 1 hit from that nade, but another smoke grenade there. Hayatsuji gets the smoke.
Yep, Dominic and Mage both go down, and now Exective in a really great position. Maestro was really going to struggle to deal with this one, and he doesn't do it.
All 3 going to Ayatsuji right there from the staircase through the smoke for 2 of them.
Ayatsuji, man, definitely MVP in my opinion, for Exective, just showing some really, really great plays.
I do agree. He seems much more on point with his aim. He seems to be kind of the most mobile player. He doesn't
seem to get shaken. He's several times already shown us that he can get multiple kills right in a row, back to back, and that's really, really impressive. Just having your wits with you at all times, being able to actually stay calm and stay focused when you're up against multiple members of the opponent's team.
Yep. Meanwhile, one of the quietest players of this match, Unreal, only a score of 1 kill, 1 death.
Yep.
I mean, that's not a bad place to be, but that really shows that he is that backup style, right? He's not going to be the one going forward. He's usually going to be just trying to carry that bomb or help cover it from behind.
Sure, sure.
Now, Hidden, the way they play around this middle aisle through the double doors, I mean, Hidden takes a little bit more of those risky positions, I'd say, in the beginning. You don't get the most coverage, but you do get to cover any of the flanks. And another bomb side B rush, and Exective does get shut down this time. Bomb also has been dropped. If they can spot that, Hidden is in very good shape.
Oh, trying to get a pick off on Rave, gets him as well. And Ayatsuji, the last man standing. He's done well in that situation before, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take out 3.
He is not able to. He was also getting pinched from behind, so was a tough one. But
running out of room really fast there to run away and get into position. So nice attempt, but doesn't work out the way he planned it.
I mean, that's what also happens when you drop the bomb, is that you're forced to go. The enemy team knows exactly where you're going to come from, and there's not much of an option there.
Certainly not. Well, Hidden taking a 7-5 lead, getting very close, actually, to match point.
And we'll see how this goes. We can hear some stuff from the stage, meaning that Group B is now kicking off with their matches. But we're still here with Exective and Hidden, the opening match of CFS.
Yep. You can watch either stream, by the way, guys. If you want to watch another team, definitely don't be shy to tune into both.
Yeah, you can watch both streams, have the most confusion ever, trying to figure out which gunshots are from which.
We've got the technology.
It's true. Meanwhile, it's been a fair trade between Exective and Hidden.
Yeah.
2 for 2.
2 for 2 indeed.
Hayate going a little bit crazy here at bombside B.
Yeah, he's really just firing shots everywhere. Knows exactly where to go to hit Maestro there. Does pick him off. Bomb is getting planted here. He does cancel, of course. He's a bit weary of his opponent's location.
He does have to get his pistol out. He probably had time to reload now. He's not planting yet. He gets spotted.
Good shot there.
Trying to get a flank on Maze, and he gets it right around the corner. I mean, the box is right there. It's actually hard if you're only coming from the global respawn, because like you just saw, Hayate able to just duck behind them and then drop down from lower ground to get a new angle.
And my experience, by the way, Choba, of broadcasting and watching FPS games, it's very rare to have a score that's so back and forth like this, actually. Usually one team takes a pretty substantial lead early on.
Yeah, once they start to get, like, once a team goes, like, 2-0 in 2 games, they're like, all right, well, here we go, just going to snowball everywhere. But, you know, I think both these teams, perhaps also the fact that neither team is super experienced on the world stage for CFS.
Yeah.
And also, you know, just Korea and Japan, they were never known to have a long history of FPS. Not to say that these teams aren't playing well, but they haven't had history from other titles or other teams to really match up against. Yeah. And I think that's actually bringing them to a similar style of play when push comes to shove.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Well, Exective taking an early hit here, losing one of their players. And, of course, this gives Hidden quite the advantage.
It was Ayatsuji, and that is quite a big hit for Exective. I mean, you look at Aisa, and while just a great team overall, you know, some people have different roles. And Aisa, 1 and 4, he might be able to scout out and things like that, but he's clearly not the best shot for Exective today.
Yeah, losing Ayatsuji is almost like losing 2 players.
Basically.
And another player going down here as well. Didn't quite see who that was. It was Hayate, actually, who fell down there. So, looking rough here for Exective, who, you know, even as only 1 point behind, it matters a lot when you're getting that close to match point.
Yep, so we are going to see if Hidden can use that number advantage in their favor. Now, Hidden is definitely that team that's like, well, okay, we're down to 40 seconds. It's like 5v3. I think we can rush in. They do need to have some members trying to reel their teammates in, as Exective looking to get a jump on Maestro here, but he's lined up. Oh, Maestro gets taken out. He, again, a little bit too angsty, jumps over the box and gives sight.
Yep. I feel like there's a lot of nerves going into both of these teams. Certainly a very tense situation here. All right, bomb looks to be planted right now by Unreal. All right, it's planted.
Unreal does take a hit from that grenade, so he's going to have to stay hidden for quite some time.
And Dominic goes down. So 3-2 right now as far as surviving players. KES trying to sneak around the backside and pick off Rave. And can he get it? No, he does not.
Nice cover for Isa, but Below does get Rave out. It's 1 versus 1, 20 seconds on the clock, and Below does get the kill. He's got to climb up there 15 seconds.
Oh, very likely will be able to get the defuse off.
There we go.
But crazier things have happened before, Chobra.
This is very true, Wolf. So, Hidden learning lessons from the opponents. And here we go, kicking off into just a couple more rounds left now.
You know, in the beginning of the round, you hear that jumping and the weapon swapping with the knife. You can feel that tension. You can feel the players are so ready. I love hearing that.
Countdown. Now, Hidden is up 8 and 6, and this could be that snowball coming through.
Yep.
Or maybe not. Executive again rushing bomb site B, and you know both these teams really using the chaos to their advantage. Nice shot by Rave.
Yeah.
But he does get taken down.
Yep. And this actually puts us into a 3-2 surviving player situation. Aisha moving around here with Unreal.
KES gets taken down. Now Rave, what he did was really good in the beginning half of this round because they rushed B and then he just stood back and was ready to snipe anyone trying to pinch them. They know, I have to say, Exective probably has a better read on the way that Hidden plays, but Hidden is getting the better shots this match.
Yeah, that's really well said, actually. Now, Unreal being the only surviving player now is going to have some trouble and ends up falling there. Now Hidden, 9 points here.
It's match point for Hidden. Any team that gets to 10 round wins first will get the match win. And of course, if we end up in a 9-9 tie, then we go into overtime and then a golden round. But we'll see if we're pushed to the limits here between Executive and Hidden. Hidden looks to be way more aggressive because they know that it's just one more round they need to win.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it goes sometimes when you're just one win away. Take some risks. Already picking up one of the Executive players, but it's now a 1-for-1.
And Rave actually just gets taken down as we're speaking on the other side of the map, and now Executive, 3 members on bomb site B. They're taking their time, but they do plant it. Now 3 members to cover the both sides of bomb site B. How will Hidden approach this?
It's not going to be easy.
Oh, well, they take down in the storage room, so this is just going to be an easy entrance into the bomb site.
Yep, this is looking pretty tough for Executive now. Bomb till still 20 seconds left, plenty of time to defuse.
Starting the defuse.
They're starting it. If they get it off, they just take the win.
Oh, and they do get the defuse, even though Executive is all alive. And nicely done to Hidden. They will be moving on to the winner's match in Group A.
Hidden's aggressive style definitely ending up paying off, even when it comes to defense. It's quite important, you know, and you can see how confident they were there, taking that early lead in that final round and just defusing the bomb in firefights. They were just able to get in there and start defusing it because they had control of that location, and they knew that if their opponent tried to stop them, they had that, you know, that situation under control.
I do like that about Hidden. It's like, since they take risks regularly anyway, when it's that match point, they're like, we got to go all out. We still have, you know, 2 rounds margin to be able to do this, and they do get the win. Now, it's not all over for Exective. They are going to go to the loser's match, and if they can win from there, they'll get a second chance to try to qualify for the quarterfinals.
But getting to that winner's match kind of gives you an extra life, right, Troba? So it's really a great, comfortable feeling to take that match early on. Was a close match, though. Really wasn't one-sided.
No,
and I felt like in the middle of it, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, Exective was showing some promise on the defense side, but clearly Hidden just had a little bit more edge actually while they were on Blacklist. I would say not only did Hidden make their style work for Global Risk, but it was that Exective didn't seem as accustomed to taking risks, exactly actually, as Blacklist.
Yeah, so, and that was part of the strength there of Hidden. And I think that we're going to be taking a lot of closer look at that going forward into this tournament, because that sort of stylistic thing is something that gives you, at the very least, the ability to scare your opponents and keep your opponents on edge. I wouldn't want to play against a team that can be aggressive like that and play unpredictably and play really risky, really, you know, aggressively like that.
Yes,
it's frustrating to play against a team like that.
That's very true. And guys, we are going to take a short break after as these players wrap up their positions in the booth. But the next match, also a big one. It's going to be the reigning champions AG coming in against Brew Legends, a dominating force in Russia for quite some time. And we will be introducing that match here in a bit, but we are going to take a short break first. But let's just, again, talk about what did you think of the first match of CFS 2014?
Definitely starting things off with a bang. A very close match. You know, it wasn't one-sided. Like I said before, in my experience with FPS games, it seems to be that one team gets that early lead and then things kind of snowball. But it was really back and forth. You know, one team takes the lead and the other team is able to take just the next round. Even from the very beginning, it was started with 1-1, and that's, in my opinion, the favorite. The best match to cast. That's my favorite style. I don't like one-sided matches.
First of all, we get more rounds that we can cast, right? So that was fun. And we do have an interview actually being prepared. Hidden will be sending their team captain over to the interview zone, and we'll be able to hear just what it's like to be now in the winner's match. Korea, now they have a big shot to try to just get right into the quarterfinals. Of course, no matter which team moves up, Ru Legends or AG in that second match of Group A, it's a powerhouse for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a really tough one. AG, of course, were the massive favorites to get out of the group. And so they're probably expecting to face off against them, but they're definitely going to be watching this next match with high anticipation, wondering who they're going to play against, what sort of style they're playing. And, no doubt AG especially is actually already probably watching a lot of Hidden's play. Now, especially knowing that they're in the winner's match.
Absolutely, and I think we're all set, and we'll be throwing it over to Junghyun here for the interview.
So okay guys, you just enjoyed the very first match of the very first day of Crossfire Stars 2014 Grand Final. And we have to have a talk, of course, with the winning team. And we have Kiss from Hidden, from Korea. So first up, congratulations. You just had the very first victory in this game. So how do you feel?
축하드립니다. 게임 첫 경기에 첫 승을 하셨는데 소감이 어떠신가요?
네, 연습한 대로 잘 풀려서 기분이 너무 좋습니다.
He feels very good about himself, about how much he practiced, and he's very happy about the results.
Okay, but you look like you're still nervous. Please relax.
굉장히 긴장하신 것 같은데 릴렉스 하시래요.
알겠습니다.
Okay, it was not only the very first match, but also the Korean-Japanese match, which always gives a lot of pressure than any other games. So how was it? Please tell us about more detail.
한일전이라 프레셔가 많았을 텐데 기분이 어떠세요?
네, 지금 제가 너무 긴장해서 잘 제대로 못했는데 그래도 팀원들이 이렇게 연습한 대로 되게 잘 돼서 이겨서 지금 그냥 기분 좋은 것밖에 없습니다.
Because he was nervous, he didn't do very well, but his teammates pulled themselves to become a better player, so he's very happy about himself.
Okay, so during the match, you've gotten so lots of turnovers. It was such a ding-dong game. So when was the moment that you realized or you were sure that you're gonna win?
게임 점수가 엎치락뒤치락이 많았는데 언제쯤 승리를 확신하셨나요?
솔직히 마지막까지 이길 줄 몰랐고 솔직히 점수가 어떻게 되는지도 모르고 그냥 계속 게임에 집중해서 하다 보니까 갑자기 끝났다고 해서 끝났다 해서 기분 좋았어요.
Well, he wasn't concentrating on the results. He was just playing his game until he found out that the game was over and they won, and he was very happy.
Okay, that's good. But we also have to talk about the last season where you had to stop in national preliminaries. So you must have tried a lot to come up here. So how is your determination or resolution in this grand final?
그 저번 시즌 때는 예선전에서 탈락했어야 되는데 어떻게 칼을 갈고 오셨나요?
이번에는 그러니까 예전에는 저희 잘난 맛에 그냥 연습도 안 하고 개개인 플레이만 했다면 이번에는 이제 세계를 많이 겪다 보니까 우리가 그렇게 잘하는 게 아니다 해서 팀 플레이랑 수많은 연습을 많이 했습니다. 5명이서.
When we lost in the preliminaries, we found out that we weren't the best players, so we tried very hard to get to this point.
Okay, so as you said, you've gone through lots of practice and struggles to come up here on the stage. So what is the goal? What is the goal of your team?
이 토너먼트에서 궁극적인 목적이 뭔가요?
저희는 당연히 이런 큰 대회 참가했으면 우승을 목표로 열심히 준비했습니다.
We're here to win.
Okay, kids, thanks for joining us. This was Kids from Hidden and Chonghyun. I will send you back to the desk.
First match, I mean, that guy looks happy. And I have to say, he's actually the second oldest player participating in CFS 2014. So you can see he's just really happy to be here. He's able to participate. But Wolf, we have a huge match coming up after the break. It's going to be AG versus Ru Legends.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously AG highly favored going into this one, but I'm really excited to see what Russia is going to bring to the table.
All right, well, we'll see how the reigning champions do against pretty much the champions of Russia right after this break. Don't go anywhere, or, in fact, watch the second stream to see how other teams are doing in Group B. We'll be right back.
Ooh, girl, you're shining like a Fifth Avenue diamond. The way you save me, who could blame me when I just wanna make you smile? I wanna throw you like Michael, I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this. You're over my head, I'm out of my mind, thinking I was born in the wrong time. One of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.